It's your time to live well, and you have tuned into the Holistically Speaking podcast, where we're teaching you to be well and be whole in your body, your joy factor, in every season and pivot of your life, in your mental health and your well-being. Are you ready for this episode? Excellent. Tune in. You won't be disappointed.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live episode, Holistically Speaking. I am, as you see, I'm not LaShanna Leonard, but today I am hosting in her stead because she's a little bit under the weather. She didn't want to sound like a little sexy bass voice, so she obliged me today to assist really in co-hosting, hosting, and we're in for a wonderful treat today. As you know, she's all about being well, being whole, and that's exactly what we hope you've been doing, giving yourself love and patience on that journey. This week, if some of you didn't know, we have been sharing on Black Maternal Health Week. And today we want to invite a very special guest who will be sharing with her experience as a Black mom as well as a provider in the community. And I want you to lend your ear today to Miss Alexis Evans. Please welcome her.
Hi guys.
Alexis.
Hi, how are you? Don't mind the look. I am 35 weeks pregnant and I am tired.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yes.
We
Yes.
understand it's all good. We relax
you.
here. We're gonna make sure this is informative as well
Yes.
as informal in that we're gonna relax and enjoy the company
Yes.
of each other, just chatting it up.
No problem.
Yeah. So let's see, we have on the screen a thank you.
Yes, so the thank you. I see the thank you for you on the basis of what we are highlighting today.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something? And you hear my voice, so I'm not
Yes,
going
yes.
to
We get a little raspy, a little raspy.
yes, I'm not going to rattle your ears too much, but I want to thank both of these ladies for being a part of today's podcast
Absolutely.
episode. My host, I'm in the passenger seat today. She's driving. Who's also my sister-in-law, aka Sister in Love. Thank you for being a
Yes.
part of this. Both of these ladies are super moms. Many of you who are listening are super moms. Plug your ears, connect your hearts, because I want this episode to make you feel seen and feel heard. I think just the wide arrangement and the wide array of conversation that we're going to have today is going to be very enlightening. So I'm giving it back over to you, back over to you, Shuwana.
Sure. Well, Miss Alexis,
Yes.
again, we appreciate you joining with us today
Thank you
in
so
this
much.
conversation. And so I'd like to start out with just telling us a little bit about yourself and letting us know we know you as a health provider and as a mom and doula. If you can go ahead and break some of the information down for
No problem.
us
No
today.
problem. Like I said, my name is Alexis Evans. I am a mother of, well, soon to be 3. I have an 11-year-old son.
Okay.
I have a 3-year-old daughter, and then I have 2 bonus kids also, with 16 and 11. And then, like I said, this one is due next month. I'm a Navy veteran.
No.
Yes, right. The House of 5, yes. Off and on. So yeah, I'm a Navy veteran. I'm a massage therapist also. And yeah, I go by the Wellness John. I'm from the East Coast, so that's where the John comes from.
Okay.
Um, So yes.
Uh
If you ever get to Philadelphia, you understand.
huh.
So right now I'm currently on maternity leave, but this is Black Maternal Health Week has been. I started celebrating last year, and it's been something so informative to
Okay.
me as a Black mom and as a advocate for wellness. It
Mm-hmm.
just so happened I was at your Black Bodice, and it just kind of all worked out. So it's like we need to advocate more for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to talk more about Black maternal health rates and things like that.
Awesome. And
And
I
thank you for
understand
your, I'm
as
sorry,
a
thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
absolutely. We appreciate that, and we appreciate, of course, advocacy is the key here.
Hmm.
What on the doula? Can you
Yes,
share with us what is first? What's the definition of the doula, and then
yes.
how did you become? How did you get started in that?
Yes. So I'm not a doula, but I have one. So that's
Ah,
what. But yes,
okay,
yes.
yeah,
But basically, a doula is an extra support person who is not a family member.
okay,
So in my definition, it's just someone. Well, my doula, her name is Brianna Nichelle. She owns Be Infused Wellness Space out in Alvin area, and what she's been doing for me my entire pregnancy is affirmations and coming to me, extending her service to come to my appointments and teaching me massage techniques. I do yoga with her every Monday this entire pregnancy, and just making sure that I just advocate for myself. She gives me suggestions on what to say to my doctor, what to
hmm
do at my appointments, how to go about pregnancy in a lighter way. And it's like an extra support person. It's like a
hmm
best friend. You know what
okay,
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like an extra, it's like a best friend support person that you just met six
hmm
months ago, who's here
gotcha,
for the entire journey with you. And then when it comes now, I'm at 35 weeks, so now we're doing a lot more labor prep.
okay,
So she has me, start. I'm gonna start eating my dates soon, and eating my red raspberry leaves, and drinking
uh,
my
okay,
raspberry leaf tea, and my yoga ball and things like that. And then with labor, she's gonna be there entire time with me during labor. So this, in plain terms, is like the support person everyone wishes they had,
and
and
you
it's
took the words out of my mouth. You
right,
absolutely
right.
took the words out of my mouth, especially
Hmm.
even for like first time and veterans
Yes,
who
yes,
have gone through this process
yes.
because it. And what's interesting is even in it could be the experience can be different at each during each
Correct.
pregnancy, and especially for new moms or first time moms, something like this is like incredible. It's
Yes.
to have. You're
I
in
didn't have it with my first two. I
the
wasn't
first
as
two.
I didn't have it with my first two, so
Oh, okay.
I wasn't as, that's the word. I wasn't as informed with my
Okay.
first two.
Right.
And then with this one, with me being actually in the wellness industry now, I
Gotcha.
know what things are there. And I was like, yeah, I have to get a doula. I've had
Yeah.
her since I was 3 months. So yes.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And then, the information that I guess is becoming more available, that aspect of it
Hmm.
being that women who are going through pregnancy can actually know about that
Yes.
they can have this at the access to that. I
Hmm.
think the importance of that, getting out there, like it's highlighted during
Yes.
weeks like this Black Maternal Health Week,
Yep.
that's available to them because it's that, like I said, that's definitely priceless for especially in the Black
Hmm.
community because aren't learning about different resources during the
Right.
pregnancy is so
Right.
necessary because we know it's not always the disparity in that is not
Correct.
good when
It's
it's
not
with
equal.
us. It's
Right.
not equal concern.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Could you share, Alexis, just
Mhm.
to kind of break some of the stigma in our community as well when it comes to understanding the safety and the assurance of what a doula service brings?
Okay.
And if a mom should choose that route, does
Mhm.
that automatically eliminate the choice of having conventional services? We just
Correct.
want
Yeah,
to
that's good.
bring.
No, right, right. So basically, it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't just eliminate everything, but
Hmm.
it does statistically bring numbers down on a lot of things.
That's good.
I don't know hard numbers, but I know, like, if you have a doula, if you have somebody who knows black Black health and Black
Right.
ladies and things like that coming to your appointments with you, and you're not as outspoken as I am. You're
Mhm.
not as outspoken. You have someone who's there for you, like, hey, no, that doesn't sound right, or hey, no, this
Right.
isn't good. You have an advocacy person with you. So I know for me, I'm trying for a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after C-section. So the first two doctors that I had were just like, no. Like,
Yeah, most of the time, I definitely
yeah,
that's what I've
they were
heard
just
all
like,
throughout.
no. And
Absolutely.
like I said, like I
Absolutely.
had told LaShanna during the Black Bodice film, they were both women of color. And I was just like, because you want to support the community.
Mhm.
And then now my current OB is an older white male, and who
Mhm.
really on top of he doesn't like surgery.
Old school. Them old school folks.
Very,
They
very,
always want
very
they always
old
carry a lot
school
of knowledge.
healthcare.
Always got a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just having someone, I'm outspoken myself, but having someone like that, like, no, you want your VBAC, you need to find a VBAC doctor. And
Okay.
having somebody who's there for you will keep those numbers down. And having the knowledge, I've gone through childbirth classes. She suggested so many things to me that I didn't even know about. Like, oh, okay.
Mm.
So it's basically, like I said, unfortunately, it doesn't eliminate everything, but
Mhm.
it does bring those statistics all the way down. Because on like, which is a good thing. A lot of doctors and nurses, there's like, oh wow, you have a doula. They just changed their whole thing up, as what my doula has told
Ah,
me. When
they
it,
realize you coming in
you're
armed with some
coming
knowledge.
in armed with
Yeah.
some knowledge. It's
Yeah.
not just you. You have
Yeah.
somebody who's going to advocate for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like, I want to keep my placenta this time around. And I had
That's
asked
a good
my
pause
doctor.
on that. Pause on that.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go
Because
ahead, go ahead.
because I didn't learn that till way after my kids. All
Mm-hmm,
three
mm-hmm,
gave birth to three, and 4 pregnancies, 3 births. But I didn't even nobody ever told me. I
mm-hmm.
never heard that
Yep.
the necessities we need. And then I'm sorry, just to plug it in. I have
What
a
you do?
child with autism,
Right.
so had I known, the possibility of holding on to that, the advantages of that, I would have at least given thought to uh,
Correct.
that choice was there. But
Right.
that's a good one.
It's a lot of things that they don't just tell you. They just want you to go, if you have a simple birth, I don't want to, I want to put it in quotations, where you're just pregnant, and you don't gain much, you're really healthy,
Right.
and then you just have the baby, and this is okay. But then there's delayed cord clamping that people didn't know they're allowed to get. You don't have to cut the cord immediately. You don't
Yeah,
have
the
to do
umbilical cord. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah,
the right, the
cord with the
umbilical
stem
cord
cells.
has
That's what I meant.
nutrients, right?
You
There's
preserve your
nutrients
stem
there.
cells.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
You can keep all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep your placenta. You don't have to. You can labor at home as long as possible. You don't have to be in the hospital the whole entire time laboring. You don't
Yeah.
have to do that, because once you go to the hospital, they are in control. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I'm going to try my best to labor as long as possible at home, and then go to the hospital.
Gotcha.
So there's a whole bunch of things that, like I said, having a doula there with you,
Hmm.
um, she encourages me to research. I've found out so much,
Right.
just by having a doula, and then doing my due diligence outside of her to do my research. Yeah, but like I said, everyone's not like me and not as outspoken, and unfortunately, a lot of us in the Black community have been told certain things. Like, we just have to listen to our doctors.
Hmm.
Just see a doctor; they know everything. They don't.
Yeah. There should be a level of partnership where
Correct.
not
Correct.
just
Mhm.
not just where they're advising maybe textbook knowledge, but also you've done, there's an experience that I come at
Correct.
the table. I come
Right.
with the table coming from this ethnicity or this cultural
Right.
experience where I need to make sure I'm valued when I come to you,
Right.
and you
Exactly.
you know
And
you
the
cater
biggest
to the
thing
needs of.
is most people just think that when they pick the OB, they just have to stick with that OB the
Yeah,
entire time.
true, very
Um,
true,
I
very true.
didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, I don't like you. Nope. Okay, next one. I don't like you. Nope, next one.
And
And I
that's good,
I
being
found him
comfortable.
at 24 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like,
Wow,
right. I was 24 weeks when I got with him. I was like, oh yeah, he was perfect.
that's
Perfect.
interesting.
Like I said, this the way he talks about certain things, and
Hmm.
has me monitoring my health. Is that I don't have gestational diabetes, but
Yeah.
I'm on a monitored diet for it now. I have to
Okay.
my blood sugars, and the first two doctors, it was obviously already there, but they didn't, they weren't aware of it. So it's just like
Uh,
having, like I said, color doesn't mean. yes, color does matter in a lot, and unfortunately, in certain situations, it does. You know what I'm saying? Especially, unfortunately, with the inner city community and things like that. But a doctor is still a doctor.
Yes.
They're all trained the same exact way. At the end, at the end of the day, and a lot of them are just scared for VBACs for some reason.
Yes,
When
they are. That's all I heard growing up.
but when
Definitely
but
never
when
do that.
right. But with C-sections, they're actually more dangerous than VBAC. So it's just like, huh, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, this is they just don't. What I feel about it is more doctors don't want to do VBACs because they don't want to wait.
Ah,
It is a process. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to try certain. You don't have to try. It's a whole entire like, okay, this person's had a C-section before.
yeah.
Uterine rupture. It's literally less than 1% of a uterine rupture. They don't want to tell you that. They say, "Oh,
You
uterine
would
rupture."
think it's way more than 1%. Not all the way.
It's only 1%.
They steer you away. They definitely steered you away from that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's so many
That's
things that
interesting.
scare you, right?
Mhm.
Right. Go ahead.
Which leads me to a question to
Mhm.
both of you, and what we're talking about, of course, with you were just talking about the conversation that we had at Black Body Screening, and Shuwana, you're
Mhm.
well aware of the focus and the takeaway of the film about self advocacy and advocating for ourselves and for others when our community needs us to speak up for them, and knowing patient rights. We talked heavily about patient rights
Mhm.
this last screening. So I want to ask you, Alexis, and then Shawan, of course, you chime in on this as well. When you are in active labor
Mhm.
and you have the medical team around advising, you need to do this, you need to do that. What kind of patient rights does the mom to be have to exercise at that time? Like you were just talking about, you don't have to have the umbilical cord cut immediately. You don't have to opt to get this procedure and that procedure.
Mhm. Mhm.
What kind of rights? Because you just brought up something. I've always focused on patient rights as a whole,
Mhm.
and I haven't thought about patient rights in labor and delivery.
Correct. That's completely different. So you have I literally just posted this maybe a couple days ago. You have the right to deny everything. You have the right, but what how they get you is because you're ready to get this baby out at that point.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's why you have to arm the people around you with your birth plan and
Right.
exactly what you want. So that's why, my partner, he knows what I want. My doula knows what I want. So I have two people when I'm all out of it and it's, oh my God, I want to get this
Mhm.
baby
Right.
out.
Yeah.
'Cause that's when they ask you all these questions. Honestly.
That's good.
They
Okay.
Yeah.
ask you all these questions when you're like, okay, I'm ready to, okay,
Yeah.
whatever you gotta do to get my baby here, that's it. But that's
Mhm.
usually it leans towards what they want.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to have people, i.e. a doula. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, if your partners, you have your partner, but they're not all, most men are,
They're not educated in that.
they're
Yeah.
right.
What the rights are.
But
Yeah.
you have right. So you have somebody who's there who's like, yes, this is what she wants. I've been with her the past couple months. She does not want that. And then you have to really evaluate it if it's life, if is it really life or death, have they really, because there's a whole bunch of, I took my first childbirth class. There's so many interventions before natural labor to C-section. You have there's like it's like 10 interventions to get the baby out before they even do a C-section. Have they tried every intervention?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. I was like, have they tried? Because you have the Foley tube, you have the Foley bulbs, you have them. Even though they have the suction, you have the suction thing. Even though those
Yeah.
things aren't really good, but there are other options you have before going with the C-section. So
Wow.
it's having somebody who knows what you want. And like I said, you can deny everything. I literally just posted this on my Instagram like a couple days ago. You can deny everything.
Wow.
Just to get a doctor's office. That's why you get second opinions. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, yeah,
Right.
you said I have to get
Yeah.
this surgery on my neck, but this other guy, the other doctor said
It may not have to
do
be
this.
evasive. Right. Evasive.
Correct. So
Yeah.
having basically have the benefits, another benefit of having a doula, she knows exactly what I want when I'm out of it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So good.
I didn't understand. For me, it's a different, because in my ear, I did not understand the need for the rights that existed. So
Mm-hmm.
I came in on the back end of that. So whatever they said, oh, okay. To the degree of, I remember with something I know I wasn't good with my first child, um, they wind up holding her. Well, I was 2 weeks late with her, overdue rather.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? They like, she was ready to come, I remember, and they were holding her back because the doctor hadn't made it or something. And
Mm-hmm.
but it was like well past the time, and I mean, had I known, it was time for her to come. She,
Right.
they like, I'm trying to remember what they did something to prevent her from coming.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I can't remember what it was. They gave, I don't know if it was gas. They gassed me. They did something to prevent her from
Okay.
coming, to hold back the time.
Oh, wow.
Mind you, I was already 2 weeks overdue.
Right.
And
They have the considering they kind of have to, because it's a give or take type of. It's just so much. Like I said, it's a longer
yeah,
conversation than 30
yeah,
minutes.
it is, right, right.
There's so much more, because a due date is an estimated due date. You're either 2 weeks before that or 2 weeks after that, because it's like they don't really, even though it's your last period, they don't really know when the baby actually implanted itself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, right. So the reason why they want to get the baby out by 41, 42 weeks, because amniotic fluid does start.
Right, right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing. Everything else is whatever, but
The
the
amniotic
amniotic
fluid.
fluid does
And
start to go away.
yeah, because
At a
that's the part
point.
that keeps them safe, him and
Keeps
her
them
safe,
keeps them
and give them
breathing.
all they
Keeps
need.
them
Yep.
breathing,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So that's why they get so antsy, around that point. But that's messed up. At 42 weeks, they weren't even trying to do anything at all. Right.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, but I definitely admire the fact that you were able to take advantage of that
Oh yeah.
before not necessarily doing your
Right.
first
So
two,
my
but
first
you
two,
did.
like I said, I wasn't as knowledgeable.
Yeah.
My son, I was 9.5 centimeters, and I was having complications with the epidural, but they didn't want to say that. I
Uh,
started getting back spasms literally 10 minutes after they did the epidural. But of course, they're not going to say that. So they gave me an emergency C-section with my son. Nothing wrong with
oh
it.
wow.
And then
Thank God.
with my daughter, I just went with the C-section. And then with this one, I'm like, no, I know there's nothing wrong with I know I can labor. There's nothing. Yeah. So yeah.
It's a question from one of our listeners, Sean England. And hello to you, Sean. She's asking, she says she watched Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law,
I heard
Great
about that.
Health. She basically bled out after her C-section while she was in the hospital. And they kept complaining to the nurse, trying to seek out help. And do you think in this particular instance that a doula being present may have prevented that from happening? Do you think that could have, that type of
I think
intervention?
it would have. She would have had somebody running around the hospital for her.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think necessarily it would have prevented things, because
Mm-hmm.
doctors still do what they do, and they still don't listen. But she
Mm-hmm.
would have had that. She's in the bed and her partner's trying to support her, so
Right.
the doula could have been advocating for her, like, hey, she's having issues. I won't say it
Mm-hmm.
would have prevented anything, but it definitely would have helped the issue.
It could have helped the issue.
It definitely would have helped you, because you have someone who's not in the room. You have to think about the whole entire labor process.
Right.
You're on the bed. You can't do. All you have to do is press the red call button. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
all you can really do.
Right.
The partner's trying to support her, and then you have the extra person there. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
That person, like you're saying,
can leave the room. You know what
an
I'm saying?
advocate in time of an emergency. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Do they receive that just by verbal request, or is that something that has to be written
Everything has to be written.
during, like you
Mhm.
said,
Everything
and
has to be
so
written.
as well as your birth plan,
Correct.
you want
Yeah,
to
birth
also give that birth plan
Mm-hmm.
to your medical team, to the people
Yep.
that are going to be there with
Right
you.
when you walk in. So like I said, she had me do my birth plan right when I hit 6-7 months. So write up a birth plan. I'm having a son, so if I'm getting circumcised or if I'm not getting circumcised, what medicines I want to give him, and do I want him in the room, whatever, all that kind of stuff there. So I write a birth plan. I give it to my doctor ahead of time. And right when I get to the hospital, I have plenty of copies. She's gonna have plenty of copies to give to the nursing station, excuse me, and to the nurses who are in the room with me, so they know exactly, hey, you're delaying the cord. So this is
It's her no excuse.
they're delaying the cord, right? Boom. She's taking the placenta. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this medicine, but I don't have to really say anything. I do, you know what I'm saying? That's an extra, I'm gonna say something, but it's documented. Everything
Yeah.
does have to be
Yeah,
documented.
so in case it's needed, yeah. And I like the fact that how not just the nurses, you kind of spread it around because, you don't want the excuse to where,
Correct.
well, she didn't he or she didn't forward it to that department, and that how that kind of happens. But to basically every point, you putting it at every point where throughout your delivery you'll
Right.
be
You have to visualize it
yeah.
as you go into the hospital
Yep.
and you go to the labor and delivery. Who the first
Every
thing
stop.
you see? You see the nurse's desk.
Yeah.
Give 2 copies there. Boom. Go into the room because the nurse's desk has nothing to do with the nurses who are in your room.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So boom, you have your nurses who are there throughout your whole entire labor.
Yeah.
Boom. So everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
They might not like it, but everyone's on the same page.
Yep. Birthing plan. That is excellent. That's excellent. Well, Miss Alexis, we're gonna
Yes.
to a question of the day.
No
Another question. Thank you.
problem.
That was some powerful information. Yeah, definitely. 3 things that you feel Black moms should know. What are 3 things that you think Black moms should know?
First thing, there is help for you.
Okay.
There is help for you there. There's all types of resources. Like I said, I'm not from Houston, but I've been a Houston resident for almost 5 years now. And Houston has so many, so many resources. You have Shades of Blue Project. You have, Sankofa Mama. You have,
Yeah.
like I said, there's a plethora of things out there that are free. Not for your service, low charge. But then you have doulas, so you're not alone. You don't. There's help for you. Second thing is you can get a second opinion. You don't have to stick with that first. If you don't feel the vibe of that doctor, you don't have to go with that doctor. You can change. Yes, it might be a little bit of a task. It was a task for me to find another doctor, but you can do that. And thirdly, we were made to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like this was, it's ancestral practices. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes, it's in our DNA. We can get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like not the whole strong Black woman thing. I really hate that trope. Really do. I really do. But right, but we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people scare you out of things, but you can have the birth that you want.
Okay.
That's the 3 things I will say about motherhood. Like I said, at this point, like I said, I'm almost a 3rd-time mom. So yes.
Gotcha. Well,
Awesome.
definitely after hearing this, 3 things, of course, I echo, definitely echoing what you're saying. And being open to, I would say that, and knowing that there's help because in your lack of knowledge, in my lack of knowledge where I was, being open to understand that there is help available. Like you said, becoming an advocate for your health and your unborn child
Yep.
is something that you shouldn't be afraid to do. So definitely, being open to receive the help that's available. Understanding that you're going to be yourself and your child's biggest advocate,
Yep.
and and basically, connecting, making sure you're connecting with the right partners around before and after
Correct.
to continue, basically continue in the successfulness of your own health as well as your child's.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good. Uh, there is a resource that I discovered called, let me make sure I have it correctly. I want to say it correct. I want to say it's Black Mama or Glow Mama, but I'm going to pull it up. And it's a resource for moms and moms to be. So whether you are pregnant or whether you already have children and you need financial resources,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to put that on here. Mama Glow.
I've heard of them.
Mama Glow. Mama Glow.
Yeah. For resources, they have literature, but they also have financial options.
Right.
Living in this country,
Mm-hmm.
as we would feel like we would have a lot more
Right.
financial support.
Right.
Also, as women, Black women and women going through what we just went through with the Roe versus Wade overturn,
Mm-hmm.
it is interesting how you speak against terminating
But you
children,
don't care about the kids afterwards.
but what are we doing to provide help and resources
Nothing.
for
We can
to
talk about this all day.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It's the same thing. Like they don't make
The fact that you have to fight over, you
Mm-hmm.
have to, have to literally pull teeth just to get a fundamental right of,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know,
Yes,
of for children
Right.
is unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
it's absolutely, it is ludicrous. There's another resource, Birthing While Black. These are resources for moms to be as well as mothers. I happened to post on Black Bodices Instagram today about the special resources and community that are needed for moms, some moms that we don't think about many times, unless you are an advocate and you have a really wide scope of different
Mm-hmm.
scenarios and needs. Sometimes all you see and can think of is your normal.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a
Right.
different normal.
Right.
So this has made me think about also mothers that need various types of health,
Right.
mothers who are handicapped,
Mm-hmm.
of handicapped children,
Right.
Black moms of children with special needs,
Mm-hmm.
Black moms who have stillbirth angels.
Mm-hmm.
Aisha shared her story with us at the
Yeah.
screening. After delivering her stillborn angel, her body was still prepared to do its thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Lactation and
Mm-hmm.
postpartum depression and all of those. Um, Another one, Black moms, and these are mothers in general, but Black moms who are moms because they were raped or abused. What are we doing to help? I'm going to put another resource up there. What are we doing to help support them? So I want to share some of these resources. Another one for all of those areas that I've listed, just mentioned rather, the Loveland Foundation. They provide community based on where you are geographically. They provide support. They provide resources. They are a liaison between you and your local departments for what you need in various areas. The Loveland Foundation. And if memory serves me correct, I think this is also April Autism
Yeah.
Awareness.
April Autism Awareness Month.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't know if you heard of Easter Seals. Easter Seals is a good resource. Also, it's for parents in general, parents in general of special needs kids. Easter Seals.
Did I spell that right?
Yes, you sure did. It's here in Houston. They actually have their annual walk this Saturday. I won't be able. My baby showers. I usually go every year. My baby showers is Saturday, but they have an annual walk for all kids of all types, body disabled, mentally disabled, bodily disabled, all types of. It's called Easter Sales. Very, very, very good resource.
Oh,
Yes.
I
I have
love
to look
that.
into
Okay.
that one.
Yes.
I actually hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah. Easter Seals. They're really
Yeah.
good. Really good.
Another source for just I know with Larry, one thing we did was it was called early childhood intervention.
Okay.
That was a good resource when he first started. It's like at the time it was 3 to 4 year olds, and they'll come into your home and just kind of,
Oh,
especially
that's
when you have
nice.
children like my son, kind of like a one-on-one, helping the parents, and helping the child rather. Um, Prepare different things throughout the house of really learning. It's a learning curve. It's
Right. Right.
basically a learning curve for children with, it could be children with disabilities or children with that present some type of
Oh, that's
special needs.
nice.
but definitely it was a great resource for us, especially because we didn't even know where to begin.
Right.
Um, that was a good first step for us.
That's what's up. That's good to know.
PCI. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alexis, how can we follow you?
Yes, and it's THA Wellness John. Had to put a little twang on it, but yes, it's THA
Wellness John.
Wellness John. Yes,
Hmm.
and like I said, right now I'm just posting about my pregnancy. I should be off of. You said with this one, I'm with this. No rush. Like I said, that's another thing I would add. There's no rush to get back to regular life, ladies. I mean,
What was yeah?
there's,
What?
there's no rush to get back to regular life after you
Oh
have your
yeah.
spend time with your child.
Yes. Yes.
If you are able to, I am
Yes.
blessed that I am able
Agreed.
to. So I
Yes.
should be back to massage in around August, September.
That's good.
Right now I'm just posting about my pregnancy, but yes, everything is on there. And that's how you follow me. I only have Instagram right now. Just started my business maybe a
Yes.
year and a half ago, so I'm getting connected in the community. Thank you, like I said, for connecting. Like I said, I just met you last week, LaShanna. You know what I'm saying? Yes, so right, exactly right. So thank
That's
you
cool.
for
Hey,
me,
that's what
and
it's about.
we're locked in. Like I said, nice meeting you, Shawana.
Shawana.
And like I said, hopefully hear from you soon too. But yeah, thank you,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
thank you,
Definitely a pleasure meeting and speaking with you today. Love it.
thank you.
Love it. Absolutely.
And how can we keep up with what you're doing? And you are
I have taken a break
a
from social
great,
media.
yeah.
That's good. Sure.
Honestly, that's one thing I've done. I think for the last probably 8 months or so is so for my own health and wealth. That
Mhm.
was my choice, just to kind of pull back. I'm basically off of Facebook. I'm kind of basic on IG as of now,
Right.
um, and but yeah. So
Your book. Can you share the name of your book?
Yeah.
the I have a book. It's a 30-day prayer for. It's a prayer journal for mothers. It can be found on Amazon. It's oh, why did I forget the name of my book? I literally have a brain fart of my own book.
Jessica.
It's 30 Days Praying Mother, um, and you can
30
find
days prayer journal.
it's a prayer journal for mothers. I literally have a brain fart, which is weird. And
Awesome.
you can find it on Amazon. You can actually go to my IG and find it there. S Leonard _03. And the title of the book is Praying Mother's Devotional, um, The Mother's Call of Duty.
Yep, I found it here on Google. I got you, girl. Yes,
Yeah.
And you have another one for teen girls or for young girls as well.
Yes, I have a book I wrote in 2014, I believe it is. That's also on Amazon. It's a book about self image for
that's
young girls.
important.
Yeah. And it's Jessica's Pain. Is the name of the book, Jessica's Pain. You can find it
I'll
on
include this.
Amazon
I
as well.
love these kind of episodes because you can hear y'all's offspring in the background.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're good. It's teacher and service day today. So, yes.
It is so awesome.
Yeah.
I love
Jessica's Pain, a moment of her moment of fame. So yeah.
Okay. No
um,
problem.
a moment of fame. Wow. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One of
Thank
you
you
can
for
take
having
us.
us. Thank you for
Take
letting me kind of sort of co-host. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, it
Always
makes
a pleasure and always excited to join with you. You always have something wonderful to educate the Black woman, the Black community, and I will appreciate your service, Miss LaShanna.
oh,
Thank you,
yes. Like I said, thank you for
Miss
connecting. Like
Alexis.
I said, we just met last week, but thank you so much for even, like I said, we had like a little after talk, and I can see
I
like,
know.
I think that's what it's. I think that's what did it
That's
for me.
what's
The after
because
talk.
we will have to. Yeah. We
Yes, and
have
I
to
was like,
do
oh yeah,
part
I got an
two.
email literally the next day. I was like, okay, no problem. I'm all for it. So
Yeah.
thank you for
That's
connecting.
wonderful. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
That's what it's. It's all about community. It's all about
Yeah.
connection. Our support system. I've started telling my nieces, just like you all, children need village, you need village.
Yes.
Teenage years, midlife, we need village. In our adult years, we never go without needing a village.
Mm-hmm.
So I am
Yep.
thankful to have met you, Alexis, Shawan. I'm thankful to have you in my village. Those of you who are watching and listening, I'm thankful for you being in our Well and Whole village. And of
Yes.
course, you can watch on YouTube channel at the Well Life TV. or catch us on audio, all streaming digital platforms at Holistically Speaking. And that
Yes.
holistically is with a W. Be well, be whole. On the count of three, I'd like for all of us to say that together. That's our motto: be well,
No
be whole.
problem.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Be
Be
well,
well,
be
be
whole.
whole.
Until the next time, thank you.